Hi, I'm Dr. Fritz. Thanks again for coming to my YouTube channel on home health care. Today we're going to be talking about something called computer syndrome. I made that up because people that sit at computers have all kinds of problems, including headaches, eye strain, neck pain, shoulder, arm pain, wrist pain. Some people think they have carpal tunnel syndrome, low back pain, mid back pain, even leg pain. So in other words, your whole body hurts. Not to mention your shoulders being tight if you're sitting at a computer a lot, which a lot of us do. And the thing is, in our computers, our posture is just terrible. I mean, that's the fact. Even this chair that I'm sitting in right now, I really don't have a lot of support. It's a firm chair, but I don't have a lot of support. I'm just sitting here like a sack of potatoes. And that's a problem too. So for example, when you're sitting at your computer, this is not a good example, but the point is, when you're sitting at your computer, you should be sitting like this, and this should be higher for what we call anatomical, corrective, ergonomic reasons. But invariably, even if you have that, you're still like this. And so this one patient was telling me the other day how she's doing all these things that I'm telling her, but she's still got her arm out like this, even though she's trying to hold it back. And so her hand goes numb, and her elbow goes numb, and her shoulder and her neck start to bother. So she said, what can you show me that will help me while I'm sitting at my computer, even though I'm trying to sit properly the way I've explained to her? She has even a firmer chair than this. She's ergonomically the way she is, but she's still not using a lot of muscles. So I'm going to take these things one at a time. This thing here is called Fitter First. It's like a German engineered whoopee cushion, but it doesn't whoopee. It just supports you while you're sitting, and it actually makes your low back work. And it's pumping the discs while you're sitting still. A lot of people are sitting on med balls, which are okay. But the problem is with the med balls, it's easy to slip off from her. If they're on a stool, it's easy to slip out from them. This thing anchors you right to the chair. This is a 13-inch. There's also 15-inch cushions, and you get them at what's called fitterfirst.com. That's FITTERFIRST.com. A lot of my patients are using these, and they're only 50 bucks. So whether you're a heavy equipment operator, whether you're sitting at a computer all day, you can put it on a stool, you can put it on a hard chair, and you're very comfortable. And basically, if we hooked you up electronically, you're like this all day long. So you're using muscles instead of just sitting here like a sack of potatoes. So let's go through a few things here that you can do while you're sitting at your desk on something like this, or even if you're not. The first thing is what we call head rolls, and you've probably seen a version of this in the past, but you can do this whether you're at your computer or at a cubicle, take a break, just like this. You go like this. You do 5 of these this way, and then you do 5 of these this way, and you go very, very, very slow. And then you can go like this. Very, very, very slow. And then you can do this. Very, very, very slow to the count of, let's say, 5. You could even go like this. Very, 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 very slow. So that does a lot to your, what we call the central nervous system, takes a lot of stress off the neck and the upper back. What else? You can sit, one of the few times I will suggest that somebody slouch is this one. If you have a chair like this, you can literally just sit back and look up at the ceiling and let your head hang backwards. Sometimes that causes a tremendous amount of relief in the neck and the upper back and the arms. You can sit like this for, if you got 5 minutes, you sit like this. You stretch the muscles here. It's kind of a stretch traction maneuver. So we just call this look up at the ceiling. The other one we mentioned is you can do shoulder shrugs like this, very, very, very slowly. And you go this way, very, very, very slowly. And I want you to notice you can do these sitting down. So a lot of people, if they're stuck at a computer, they can just sit down and do these, even before a break. Let's see here. This one here is really good. Depending on your chair, you may or may not be able to do this, but on this chair you can. And you sit like this, and you just look up at the ceiling and you hold this position. Now, I do this a lot, so I'm probably a little more stressed out. But let's say you can only do this because your shoulders are tight. So you sit like this and you look up at the ceiling and you just hold this position. But eventually you'll be able to get like this. This is fantastic for the shoulders, wrists, elbows, neck, upper back, mid back. You can hold that to a count of 5 to 10. And then you can do what we call our twisters. We're like this. And your shoulders back, chest out, look up at the ceiling, pull your tummy in, and you're just gently swiveling or twisting. And you don't go real hard or real strong. You go to where you feel a little bit of tension like that, and you go back. You can do these all day long if you want. Shoulder, elbow, back, chest, mid-back. These are fantastic exercises. That's a fantastic twister. We call that the twister exercise. Now, finally is this. You have to understand, when you're looking at a computer like this, your eyes are like this all the time, under a tremendous amount of strain. One of the simplest things you could do is simply, if you have a window, if you're fortunate enough to have a window, look out the window. Just look out the window for 5 or 10 minutes, even if a few minutes at a time. What that does, that makes your eyeballs contract, expand, just works them. It works the muscles of the eye. And there's a book called Health and Light by Dr. John Ott, who found that if people can, let's say you get a chance to go outside on a sunny day, you sit in the sun or stand in the sun and you close your eyes and look up at the sun. You take your glasses off, close your eyes and look up at the sun. That's an incredible activity for your brain. The sun will actually stimulate what's called the limbic system in your brain. It's very, very good and will help the eyes to relax. It's like vitamin D for the eyes. But you have to do it with your eyes closed like this. So what I wanted to do in this video was simply review many of the common complaints that patients that I have who sit at a computer all day, or most of the day, and don't end up with a lot of these complaints I mentioned, and things you can do to help yourself. So thanks for listening, and if you have any comments, you give me a call. If you want to come into the office, you give me a call. You can look at my phone number, website for other information, and thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.